What's up, guys? WWTD this week. I'm on site. Look at that. It's a big ass fireplace. And then we got a room here. We're gutted out. There's 2 bedrooms that the old owner was going to make into 1. We're going to put it back to 2, but you can see there on the ceiling where they bumped some framing out. We took it all out so we can put it back together. And then, check it out. We got all kinds of stuff going on here. We got a bathtub. We got, here, I'll flip it around. Look at that. You can see through all the way to the future kitchen. There's the toilet. There's the bathtub. There's the bedroom. So, anyway, a lot going on here. This is an interesting project. There's the kitchen. You can see what will be the kitchen anyway. It's all gutted out right now, right next to the fireplace, which is a big wraparound fireplace. It's dual-sided, so we got a lot to do here. But what I wanted to shoot an episode on real quick was what to do when you got to change plans. So basically, with this particular house, we were going to do something different, and we decided to change course. There's the fireplace on this side. So you can see it's a double-sided fireplace, big old fireplace. So what we were going to do was originally take out that whole fireplace, and we were going to shift the floor plan. So we were going to shift the kitchen back that way. We were going to bring the bedrooms and the bathroom out this way and basically make a master suite. So basically, to make a master suite and to open up the floor plan, we had to do a lot of work. And so that work, we started putting numbers to it, and that budget just came in too much money. And so we had to kind of shift on the fly. I had to basically change the plan of what we were going to do to this place after we bought it, which is never a good thing. Do as I say, not as I do. But the point is, that's where you kind of have to utilize your investor skills when it comes to rehabbing properties, right? The first level of this business, which is finding deals and wholesaling, right? Second level is rehabbing. Third level is building. Fourth level is developing, and so on. So if you stay at that first level of wholesaling, you can make great money doing it. But really, in terms of the ladder of real estate IQ, you're really still down here. Now, you can find deals, which is great because that's the foundation of everything. But as far as your overall real estate IQ, it's still down here. So you got to be able to climb that ladder in order to take a situation like this. Whereas if it was somebody lesser experienced, they got a contractor in here, the contractor gave them a bid, and it was a ridiculous bid, given that they don't do their own work. We do, but let's say they didn't. Then the question is, well, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know. Oh, I'm fucked. It's too much money. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Instead of going to that place, although briefly I was obviously a little upset about where the numbers came in, I said, okay, we got to change the plan. What's the plan going to be? So what we've decided to do is we're leaving this big fireplace. We're going to have a little flow through right here where the water heater is. There's a powder bath that we're putting in there. There won't be a master suite. We're leaving the bedrooms to where they're at. The floor plan won't be as good as if we were able to move it all around and do all the things that we want to do, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, you got to recognize where the property is, right? So this property is in a suburb called Milwaukee, where having a master suite isn't as imperative as having a lot of parking, place for RV, maybe a boat, garage, carport. This happens to have a garage and a carport, as well as RV parking, as well as boat parking. So it's a big lot. You have the bed bath count that you need. So we're gonna have 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. So it'll have 1 full bath that the master can use, as well as the other bedrooms. And then of course we'll have a half bath right there. So we're looking at it, or I'm looking at it in terms of, okay, what are the positives that this property has versus the negatives? And then comparing and contrasting that with what part of the Portland market we're in, who our potential buyer is, and whether those positives will outweigh the negatives for us to ultimately still get the price that I thought we could get if we did all the things we were originally going to do. And I think that that's going to transpire, like I'm hoping here, because I think the positives of this house, which is bigger square footage, it's got the bed bath count, maybe not full second bath, maybe not a master suite, but it still has enough beds, baths that I don't think it's going to detract from the price. It has enough parking and lot size and just overall size of the property that if it's turnkey and new, I still think we'll get that price. And so I think that we don't have to spend more than that to get that price, which is a good thing, because if we did, then the ROI is just not there at this point. So I guess my point here is, sometimes you have to change course in your projects in order to make the money that you want to make and make it worth the adventure of rehabbing, and doing this whole thing called house flipping. But don't be afraid to change course if you need be. But more importantly, don't be afraid to continue to climb that real estate ladder so that if you need to change course, you can take a situation that would otherwise be one of those situations that puts you in a motivated seller position. And instead of getting to that, all you got to do is pivot a little bit, use your skill set and adapt and change the plan a little bit. And that way you can still profit and do well and move on and get done with with your project. So we're kind of doing a little bit of an audible here on this project, but it happens from time to time. Usually with smaller ranches, it's hard to do an audible because they're such simple houses, but this is a bigger ranch. It's 1,800 plus square feet. So when you have that much square footage, you also have that much rehab costs, or that much more rehab costs, but it gives you more leeway to kind of change the plan up, especially when you're messing with floor plan. And so if you mess with floor plan, budget can go up real quick. You leave the floor plan in place and just try and make it as nice as you can with what you're already working with. You can keep that budget much more under control. And in this case, I think that we'll still end up getting the same, or approximately the same out price, for shaving quite a bit off of the budget by just leaving everything in place. That's this week's WWTD. As I always say, I may not walk on water, but I do walk on my own job sites. See you guys next week.